Okay, I think I'm live. Let me just actually, yeah, it looks like we're live. And I have to edit this damn thing. Oh man, I gotta edit this. I gotta edit this. All right, now we got it. Now we got it. I think we're good now. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think we're official. We're working. Let me just quickly check here. I'm gonna check my video on my phone. Yep. All right, it's working. It's working. Yes. So we're back with a GOAT series, the GOAT series. People are making noise across the street. Oh well, guys, it's a Cyclone with a Hunter video. It's been a while, and I'm just so happy that this is coming back, probably within the year. So we have a lot of fun content to look forward to, and while this is going on, I'm also going to just. Can I see chat on the phone? Of course I can't. Can you? I don't know. Did I not set chat for this stream? That should have chat. It should have it. I wonder. It's not gaming though. It's not gaming. It's I'm sorry. I'm just looking at my stream settings. I'm trying to check it on my phone and see how it's doing. Give me one moment. No, I'm gonna have to do this. I'm gonna have to do this an old school way. Give me 1 minute. I'll make this work. I'll make this work. Don't you worry. I will make this work. We'll make this work. We're gonna make this work. We're not gonna give up yet. Hope is not lost. Hope is never lost. I'm gonna use a second device to watch the stream chat. I wish the phone would show it. That would be so much easier. And I could get a dual monitor setup, but I don't stream very often. With the series coming back, I think I will consider a dual monitor setup and get that going, because let's be real here, you can't really stream with one screen. You will probably fail. Oh my goodness. All right, let's just do this. All right, so I'm back at my channel. And I see the chat now. Is the quality shit, or is it just the? Oh no, okay. You can. All right, cool. All right, so we have it. I have the chat now activated, and I'm going to get a drink, and then we're going to get into this. This also gives people some time to stop by. All right, here we go. Here we go. I'm going to give people some time to get back here, and we'll get started. I'm watching the delay right now, so, we'll see what the metrics look like. See where I look. By the time I see myself in the camera, it's already like 30 seconds ahead. I'm like Saradnik. I'm actually seeing myself in the past. I'm changing my future. Now, all right, let's get started. So this is going to be an archive, a forum, a chat topic. We're going to dive in. Let's dive into this series and just talk about it. It's that simple. The series is coming back. And a lot of people are wanting this series to really do something big in the next 10 chapters. I mean, I'm in that camp as well. I think there are a few things we can guarantee. If I was a betting person, this is what I would gamble on. One, at least one more prince will be killed in this next batch of chapters. I think the trend, we got 2 in the last batch. If you do it out, right, looking at who's left, you're looking at Tyson or Tubepa as probably the lead candidates to go next. You could say that Miriam, but here's the thing with Miriam. Biscuit is with Miriam. Is Biscuit really going to let that happen under her watch? Like, will Togashi actually make Biscuit fail as the guardian of this child? I don't know if that's the case right now. I think more has to happen on floor 1 for some of these princes to go. What do I mean by that? I feel like there has to be more at stake, more powers, more abilities being used on floor 1 that interfere with characters like Biscuit, characters like Karapika, although Wobo will survive until at the very least the end. But there has to be more abilities that throw off these master level Nen users. Because, like, for example, Biscuit probably can't counter Camilla's cat. Can you imagine if Biscuit got squashed by that cat? Nothing's to say it couldn't happen. But Biscuit also won't kill a prince. So the point is, maybe a mafia member, maybe Morena. There could be abilities that are tricky for Biscuit to deal with if there are lots of enemies at one time, like Hisoka, we see that even expert level Nen users can succumb to a numbers game. I mean, it's just inevitable. It's just basic common sense, right? Hundreds of enemies coming at you. Like, you can only do so much for so much time. Characters like, we have Melody, we have Bacho. I mean, Melody already did something quite impressive. I'm actually a little bit concerned about Melody's well-being because I think Saraynik kind of knows or will know. We know, we saw in the last batch, I think that bridge is starting to be made between Melody and Saraynik. Not good. If Melody died as a plot point for Kurapika's character development and potential anger unleashed, power unleashed, you killed Melody, how dare you, like fists are gonna fly, heads are gonna be lost. Kurapika is gonna snap if he loses anybody close to him. So would that be a mechanism, a trigger for Kurapika to just go crazy? I think Melody is important enough to Kurapika for that to warrant a legitimate retaliation from him. Potentially, too much. Maybe Kurapika would go too far. We already saw that his power is hard to regulate, and he could end up basically in permanent Emperor time mode if he can't undo his Zetsu state. If he can't undo the borrowed ability, he can't give it back, he's stuck with Emperor time until he dies, basically. He would need an exorcist to get rid of the ability. I believe that would do it, but we still have yet to see all of the ins and outs of his Stealth Dolphin and the conditions of having a stolen ability. We know the basics, but the ways around that condition, I think exorcists are one of the few scapegoats, one of the few ways around some of these hard conditions. So that's why, again, Camilla wants to get rid of all the exorcists because she's done her research. And I know, now I'm going to Camilla, but this arc is, you gotta bounce off it. You gotta go through all the plot points and the players. Right now, I'm actually putting Camilla as, I want to say, the second most hype aspect of the current arc. I'm a huge Camilla stan. I'm a big Camilla fan. Character's a sadistic bitch. But look at how she's taken and manipulated lesser people with this skewed political bias about their mistreatment in Kakin's history, and now they have a chance to get back at all the mistreatment that the royal line has caused their people. Camilla is a historian. She did her research. She came prepared with an ace up her sleeve and an ability that can counter any assassination attempt. So the Cursebringers and the cat combined, you have a really fortified force in the second camp. And Camilla's, to me at least, arguably the hypest aspect. The reason why the ability is so hyped to me, why I love how Togashi did it, is because it targets all princes. Now, each one has to have a successful attempt at the curse. Each Cursebringer, each servant of Camilla has to do the ritual properly and get to their prince. But they're all waiting in the wings. They just need to find the moment, put their focus towards their objective, and there you go. It's very, very impressive. And because the ability has to do with sacrifice and it has to do with a curse, the tension Camilla's character adds a lot of tension. It could have just been an ability that kills the prince, right? It could have just been an ability that controls them. But there's way more nuance to this ability. It requires a sacrifice. It's loaded with political and historical implications. And then the curse, it lasts a certain amount of time. And the target will lose all their aura, be put into Zetsu, and then will have no way to defend themselves. They won't be able to use Nen at all, or a Nen beast at all. And they'll die. So first, the target, if this curse is successful, let's say in this next batch of chapters, one of Camilla's curse bringers gets Tyson. Tyson is going to first lose her, well, she doesn't really have Nen ability, we don't believe. I don't think she does. Put into Zetsu. Even if she learns Nen the next 2 days, can't use it. Then the curse is going to kill her by a certain point, depending on how effective the curse was delivered. And I forget the timeline. I think, doesn't it range from 48 hours to 2 weeks? But the curse will kill you within a couple weeks' time, pretty much. But you are now in this scenario where your end is near. And that dread, that suspense, is a really awesome writing choice when you're really stuck in this setting. They're stuck on the floor. This curse ability adds a lot of great tension. And this arc is all about tension and conflict, all about the rising stakes. And that's just one. Halkenberg. Now I'm jumping. You got to keep up. This is the part about this arc. Halkenberg, Ninth Prince. He is alone right now. And there's a guy named Benjamin who has an ability called Secret Window who knows that Halkenberg is no longer with his posse. And Balsamico was telling him all this shit. They were hypothesizing it together. Uh-oh. My man is a beast when he's with his followers. They generate basically a spirit bomb. It's like an aura spirit bomb. They all put their aura together and create one massive form of energy. And then Halkenberg can take a follower's soul and fire it into the body of their target. And the ability is completely unblockable. The fact that Halkenberg has an unblockable ability is ridiculous when you're talking about assassination plot lines and one-on-one conflicts. This arc, a lot of it, except for the recent chapter, a lot of it's one-on-one targeted assassination style combat. It's not everyone like Endgame is fighting willy-nilly. The mob is doing more of the war part. They're fighting amongst their ranks and killing one another and ambushing one another. And that's going on right now. We're probably going to get more of that. But the princes, they are way more one target, one assailant. It's like, here's your mission. That's your target. Take them out. So Halkenberg has this crazy ability that cannot be blocked. And then the tactical edge of this ability means that he could get a spy into one of the other camps, potentially. Because his followers then would be utilizing the body of the other. Now, I recall there was a hypothesis chapter about what happens to the first soul. Does it go into the dead body and just is dead? Or does it go to some random person and then push their soul away? There's a lot of potential with Halkenberg's ability to shake things up. But right now, he is vulnerable. And Benny Boy, I think right now, Benjamin is going to start gaining some much needed power. Because he's going to start getting more abilities slowly but surely. I think this guy's going to have 4 to 5 abilities by the time he really wants to duke it out with somebody. 4 to 5 openly usable Nen abilities at full potential, we assume. That's crazy. This guy can use borrowed abilities like Karapika, but he technically inherits. He doesn't steal, but he utilizes probably 5 Nen abilities at their maximum potential. Krollo, how you doing, bro? I mean, and if Benjamin is a military commander, you know he's a combatant. He's smart. He's savvy. He's not a meathead. He's quite intelligent. He's flexing his brain, not just his brawn. And physically speaking, he's one of the more physically impressive specimens we've seen in a while. I feel like the depiction of Benjamin is that he's probably on par with suppressed Uvogin, like just the base level Uvogin. He's probably in that realm. I don't think he's touching fully unleashed Uvogin, who's a raw enhancer, but suppressed Uvogin is scary enough, as we saw what he did to the Shadow Beasts. And so I feel like Benjamin is definitely portrayed to be on that type of level, that caliber of just raw Ren and enhancement. Even though he's a specialist, we understand that specialists are unique characters. They might have deficiencies, but they have specialist conditions that can overwrite the rules of a lot of the Nen system itself. So Benjamin is portrayed, like, look at what Pito does. Pito beheads Kite and has like dirt on her, or them. It's like this is a specialist, and yet they have more physical might than any enhanced human has. Like cutting through Gon's arm when no other human could definitely do that, but Pito's ant form and speed definitely can do that. Point is, I don't feel like specialists are confined to being like mages with just special abilities. You can probably have more physical combat-oriented specialists. Why not? It's basically proven at this point. It's basically proven. Oh, Krollo had to be on the back leg against Ahsoka physically. That was his whole plan. Krollo knows this. Krollo's ability is a workaround to his lack of direct combat prowess. But Krollo still has skill to go against Silva and Zeno at the same time. And yet he's a specialist, so he can't be good at combat, right? No. Wrong. It's just that they're not going to punch through a mountain. But they might have fantastic reflexes and combat ability, generally speaking. And Ben can block bullets, and we know without damage, I want to mention that, without damage, Furigov took a little bit of damage. But Benjamin, not a single scratch. Bullets bounced right off of him. So, remember Uvogin, suppressed, right? But, like, Uvogin warming up. He took a sniper round to the head and survived. But he said it stung, right? So, I think Benjamin would get injured by a sniper round, but he's probably going to survive a full-fledged sniper round at his head. So, yeah, I think he's going to be a physical specimen. If he has any enhancement we know he has air blow or air blast or whatever, air thrust, whatever the hell Vincent's ability ends up being. But we think it's some sort of pressurized hand cannon from his hand. I mean, that's going to be a great tool if this guy is also, let's see, he has Predator, Secret Window, Air Blast, the Card Captor, if he gets that. So this guy will have a defensive ability, an offensive ability, a surveillance ability. Well, two surveillance abilities. No. He has an offensive ability, a defensive ability that can then capture and reuse an ability. He has a surveillance ability, and he has a counter type ability, an assassination type ability, Predator. And then there's also the to be killed by murder. That's an assassination type ability. And then did we see any other how to get away with murder? That's the name of the skill. The little needle that will assassinate somebody basically in their sleep. Like, he has all these tools. But Air Blast is really his offensive combat ability. So he has this offensive power if someone tries to rush him, for example. But he has a lot of tools to watch others before they ever get to him. He's going to be surveying the field, watching everybody. My Predator secret window theory. I've had this since these abilities were introduced. I want that Predator and the secret window, and I want him to be using them together so he can spy on a prince and deduce what their power is from the safety of his own room. And these princes think they're safe. No assassination attempts. What's this? Ben's guards aren't able to do anything to me. Wait a minute. What is this thing? Boom. And Benjamin would arrive to the scene ready to unleash a predator on somebody. Like, this dude walks in with an auto kill. Like, hey, I'm here. And you think Ben has no idea what you're planning. And then, boom. Perfect predator counter to whatever ability you have. Ridiculous. That's what I want to. I just want to see that. Come on, man. Come on. I mean, we think it would eat a prince, but against like a hunter or a mob member who tries to get at Ben, like, he has this too. He can do this. So, very exciting. I wonder if, it's a holiday, and I know people aren't really watching this, but it's going to be on the channel. Leave your comments below. Leave your comments. Let's get to the Reddit. I rambled enough. I have just had to get things off of my chest and in my mind. I'm excited that this show is coming back, this series. And so let's do it. Really? I mean, maybe when like the big abilities come out, or a Nenbeast or Saridnik. But if half of the artwork was kind of shitty, I'd fucking take it. I would take it. I would take it. The drug. We are thirsty over here. We are thirsty for this stuff. Oh, I read that. Wait. I didn't see this one yet. What? All right, hang on. So, what is that? That's a really like small image. We don't know what it is yet. Come on, man. Oh, man. No, we're getting 10 chapters, people. We're getting 10. It's some sort of shape. It's a hand covered in aura? Wait, hang on. Could it possibly be? It could be an aura. It could be an aura. I mean, it's a square. Let's be real here. But if that's a fist and that's an ability, or it's a text bubble or whatever, His phone's shadow is always in the bottom left. Well, yeah, that means, yeah. Yeah. Artwork never dies. Yeah, this one's awesome. Yeah, that. Yeah, people were like, "Oh, this is how this dude found his poor friend." Yo, if Kill like apologized to go in here, I would like. Can you imagine? I'm so sorry, not being there for you. Remember what Palm said. He needs you most. What if Killua had guilt here, and you saw that in the Nanika stuff? Luckily, they got over it. They went their separate ways, and Killua found happiness. But in that very moment, you can imagine the pain. The pain. You are from the Dark Continent. You are an eye gas form. Come on, we all know this. This is an eye ghost or eye gas form. It's a being. It's like a ghost. It can possess a person's soul. It's like a Nen curse potentially. Again, what I was saying a while back is that the Dark Continent, the calamities are probably the manifestations of different Nen types, archetypes. And so Brion, the spherical protector, is an enhancer, enhancement physical. I is probably a conjuration, conjured spirit. It also can conjure wishes. Hellbell, the snake, manipulation, or the zombie. Now, the zombie virus, that could be manipulation, but it could also be transmutation if you think about it. Like it changes you into a zombie, potentially, an unkillable life form. Maybe that's like a form of transmutation. And then you have, I'm forgetting, there's another one, but Hellbell the snake. What does Hellbell do? What does Hellbell like bring out violence and rage or something? Now we get to look this stuff up. I gotta find this out. Hellbell the snake. It's a reference to the Garden of Eden, of course. Homicidal. Yeah. Manipulation. Okay. Hellbell is probably a manipulator. Homicidal desire. Turns people into just an unmitigated rage. I see there's someone on the watch list. Welcome. We've been chatting about the series. I went into a little bit of a tangent about the princes, the story so far. Hey, Frankenstein. Yeah, man, what's going on? So, exactly. I was talking about the princes, and I was talking about what I thought might be coming and what I hope to see from Benjamin, Camilla, Halkenberg. Saridnik, we all know what we want to see from him. I'm really a big fan of Camilla. Like that whole thing with the curse bringers adds so much suspense to the story. It really, I love the dynamic, how Togashi brings abilities into the story and how those abilities can change the story, the plot and the direction. That's the best part of Togashi's writing, is how he changes the flow and the direction of the plot. Does it really, really well. And I'm just going through the Reddit and going through some posts and things. And of course, chat. Any comment, any topic about the series, I'm here to also review those and discuss. So feel free to write away, and we'll open the floor as well. No. Huh. Oh, I like this. This is. I actually like this breakdown, if this is true. Dude, day one took forever. You remember that? We're like on the boat and it's docked and we're not going anywhere. It's like so day one is 9 chapters. Day 2 is 7. Day 3 is 4 chapters. Day 4 is 2 chapters. See how he speeds up? We go from day 5 to day 8. Remember that skip? I think day 8's the banquet, right? Day 9, day 10. Day 21, refuel, exit borders. New continent. So, I can see people saying, I realize the title is a little clickbaity. I'm going to change it. I didn't even realize that. There we go. Yeah, I don't mean to ever clickbait, but that would be seen. Some people might not understand when it's coming. We know it's not out yet. We know it's not out yet. The informed viewers, we understand. It's not coming back. It's not coming back for another, I want to say September. Apparently, he's wrapping up the 7th chapter. He's showing the pictures of his pages. I think that's the 7th chapter of the batch he's working on. So then he has 8, 9, and 10, we hope. So at the current rate, he could get these wrapped up and ready within a month's time. But we also don't know if these pictures truly are live. These could be pictures from a couple weeks ago that he's just posting on a daily basis. See, people haven't really thought about that yet. These pictures might be from a couple weeks ago, and he just is now deciding to get people excited. And this stuff could be coming out in August. I think August would be the earliest we'll get this stuff. I'd say November is the latest. Because again, I think it's happening within the year. So that's what we have to look forward to. The suck war. Yeah, people say the suck war. What makes it the best of all time? You know. The interchangeability, the advantages and the disadvantages, the strategy, the way that you can find a weakness in almost any ability, any hunter. That's what makes it amazing. Hisoka, the most brutal, the most flexible, versatile Nen user, lost to Crollo because his ego and his desire allowed Crollo to set up the perfect scenario to beat him. Togashi wrote that character flaw and really preyed on Hisoka's lust See, Hisoka's a spontaneous individual. He goes with his urges, right? And the urge to fight Crollo, get him out of hiding, get him an exorcist, make the rules for the fight. If you let me fight you, I will let you set everything up. I will get you a Nen exorcist to get rid of Kurapika's chain. Bing, bang, boom. Everything was set up perfectly. And Hisoka couldn't handle the, what was it, like 500 immortal zombies that Crollo had that could all blow themselves up. Like, that's what it took. But that's how you beat people in Hunter x Hunter. You find the advantage. You find a situation where you can succeed. That's why it's the best. Oh, in color. Yeah. The bottom guy? As I call him, Bobomania. You know Bobomania? Babimnia. Babimnia? No, it's Bobomania, baby. It's Bobomania, the man with the N. Dude, I hope to see, like, Bobomania and Fairy Cove are working together, and they're actually getting some ideas about Kurapika's ability through the observance of the Nen awakening lessons. So they're learning, thinking about what Kurapika is going to do. Awesome. I loved this. Seeing this in color is pretty dope. That's awesome. It's the friends we made along the way, right? Okay, here we go. Now, this is a topic I can get really into. All right. It's not just seeing the future, though, my friend. It's altering your actions without your enemy knowing that you've done so. That's the part. It leads to an instant counter. This dude's going to appear behind you instantaneously and stab you in the back. That's, like, he has that ability. And welcome to the stream. Again, if you're here and want to chat, have a discussion topic, leave it, and I'd be happy to talk about the series. Of course, this will be archived. It'll be available on the channel. We can open a comment thread about the series, and I've already gone into a kind of a tangent about some other topics already, the princes and stuff like that. Right now, we're on a topic about why is Kurapika gonna die? Why will people think this? Now, I think if Kurapika goes, Pyro's head must be in that jar and Kurapika must find it. And then we know that the main story is truly at its climax for Kurapika. So there is a chance that Togashi would get rid of him in a blaze of glory, no doubt. But that Leorio might save him. You see, What if Leorio or one of the medics on the boat has a Nen after death healing ability? Camilla has one. We know it's a style of Nen ability, but what if there's a way that a Nen doctor or a Nen practitioner can resurrect somebody with something crazy? Maybe there's a way for Karapika to die, but his spirit gets captured by an ability. Look at Halkenberg's arrow. We know that spirits are being sent out. Hey, what's up? My favorite character? All right, Killua's up there, like, number one. I love Morel. Netero is awesome. Meruem and Pito are awesome. I appreciate Yuppie and Poof. Poof is like, I just hate his guts. I hate Poof with a passion. Pariston is extremely entertaining. Can't stop watching the guy. And I feel like, well, did I say Hisoka? Because of course. I mean, hello. Let's see, hang on. So if I had to, oh God, I have to do a list. And yes, hey, thank you, Gilbert. Yes, Cheadle, what I was saying about Karapika, just quickly, back to this for 1 second. Yes, what if Cheadle, or a very advanced medical Nen user, could bring Karapika back to life or rescue him after he goes the distance, avenges his clan? This is why this topic is here and why people think it could happen. I don't, like, quite frankly, I don't know if I can make a top favorite characters list from this show because the writing is so open and amazing that I might like a character for their entertainment value. I might like a character for their emotional impact. I might like a character for their overall package and aesthetic and design, their abilities. I'd say overall, like all total package, Killua, Hisoka, Morel, Meruem, I mean, Netero is fantastic. The only thing about Netero, he has the old master syndrome. You know he's going to die. You know he's the old man who passes on his lineage, but Togashi does it so well, and he passes on evil and chaos and suffering with this guy. Not the Buddha becomes a devil. I like just amazing symbolism, right? So like Netero finds a reverse enlightenment. Like it's like an enlightenment to darkness. Like it's just freaking awesome because it's like if you're an enlightened being, what left do you have except to try maybe something else? Maybe you try darkness for a change. I think it's a really awesome character. Netero might be in there. I think in the top 10, you also have characters like Pito because they died right at the moment they were becoming compassionate. Like right at the moment. Gone. And of course, Gon in that arc is a tremendous character. In that arc, only reason is Gon is fairly simplistic until his conflicts come to light. But, man, that arc Gon, Chimera Ant Gon, is probably in that list also. Let me see. I got a lot of things. Hang on. I hate Poof as well. Oh no, I mentioned Hisoka. I was thinking, I'm not writing this out. I'm thinking of all these characters. Hisoka is one of my favorite characters, without a question. Without a question. I will read the comments, but they're over here, and I'm just back and forth a little bit. Huh. All right, so Quan, I'm going to start with you. So You don't like the fans of Killua and Chrollo. All right, here's one thing. Ready? I'm a Killua fan, absolutely. Like from start to finish, this guy had one of the best like pseudo main character arcs, progression stories, the conflict. He faced his own weaknesses. He overcame his own challenges. The way Killua just does things, the way he puts friends and family above everything after his life of darkness. Like, it's just, we all have darkness, but this guy, he's looking to the light. He's looking for his own enlightenment. Actually, it's an interesting parallel how enlightenment happens in this show. It's an interesting topic. But the fans, I think the vocal fans who keep talking about these characters oh, yeah, they can just say things. I hear people saying that like Chrollo can compete with a royal guard, and I'm like, no, he can't, because he had to use 200 Nen zombies for Hisoka with prep time, with a year of prep, abilities, and readiness. A royal guard is going to go so fast, or the aura is just going to cover the whole freaking area, and like Poof scales. What is Merom going to do against Poof scales? I don't know. We don't know what those scales can do to a trained hunter. We didn't really see it, but it's shown that it can brainwash a whole nation. So I don't know, man. That's it. Yeah. What do you? Okay. So all right. Oh, let me see if I can find it in the thread here. All right, we're going on a journey here. Like, thanks for the topics, guys. I like this. Isn't the tree like? Wait a minute. Okay. All right. Here's my thinking. All right. I think the tree is on the boat. I know. People, no, it could be Whale Island. It could be Whale Island. I'm not ruling out that we're going to land. But I feel like people forget this boat is a floating city. And cities have to have some sort of green space, right? Especially when you're on a boat going for 2 months away from land. You don't think they're going to have a kind of a green area in there? I think they will. So I think it's a part of the boat. It could be where one of the mob members are, or maybe some of Morena's folks are tree huggers. And who knows? But if we're going off land, like it really does, Whale Island, yeah, Gon, Jing, Killua, Nanika. Here's another one. Put this in your heads for a second. Couldn't Killua just wish that they were on the boat too? He wouldn't put Nanika in that situation. I am just literally saying, or he could wish that someone else could go there. Or he could wish, like, what would the limitation be? He could command Aluka to do that, Nanika to do that. I don't know. But I don't think, it could also, another thing the tree could be is it could be Cocking. Remember, we saw Cocking and Camilla's, the history, the evaluation, the analysis of the curse, the burial traditions. And so that was like in a forest-like setting. So I think it could be Cocking as well. And what if it's a flashback to ancient Cocking, or why Nasubi's lineage and his backstory? People seem to forget about Nasubi all the time. Nasubi's a big deal. Nasubi lived through a succession war. Nasubi is the current king. There's a lot of history there relevant to this plot. So we'll see what happens. How many more? I think the succession war, this is going to sound nuts to you. I want to say, for practicality's sake, 30. I'm leaning towards 50. I am leaning towards 50 chapters. If he somehow gets back to a yearly model, that would mean that within roughly 5 years or so, he could wrap this arc up. That's like best case scenario. He has finally has people helping him draw it and like really draw it. We could get a time skip. Saradnik could bring us into the future if he What if Saradnik fully can like just go full future? Go as far forward as he wants as long as he keeps his eyes closed. Like, wow. Can you imagine? 12 days in the future. Going back to the comments. Many Killua fans hate Gon. I don't hate Gon at all. I like complexity. That's why Chimera Ant Gon is one of my favorite characters. Before that, I was waiting for his conflict to happen. When you've seen shonen protagonists through all these series, you're like, okay, he's going to get a power up. Okay, he's going to overcome a challenge. He's going to make friends. Chimera Ant Gon has none of that shit. He's in despair. He sacrifices everything. He says, fuck my friends and fuck my father. I want to kill this thing. That's what he said. Like, that is payoff in a totally different way. And that selfishness, that desire, that lust for power in a way, and rage, it forced Killua to raise himself up even higher and be the best friend in the world, because he is. That's why Killua is so amazing, because he always rises to the occasion. An occasion where Gon said, fuck all this, and basically told Killua off and said, I don't care about us, I don't care about you or your needs and our friendship. But Gon said that in his actions. That's why he was crying afterward. That's why he said Killua, and he was crying. He knew that he ended all of that. Krollo's fans overrate him too much. I better be careful on this one. To me, Krollo is like Batman. You give him the tools, you give him the time, he's a top human hunter. Krollo walking alone down the street is still terrifyingly strong, but he's not invincible. And the fight with Hisoka proves that, because Krollo did not want to just walk into that arena just facing Hisoka fresh. Like, he planned that fight, start to finish. So I give him a little bit more like a Batman thing, where he's absolutely a planner, a strategist, and a schemer. And he's very intelligent, hyper intelligent. But there are, in my opinion, the character could be open to ambushing. Could be, if he's brought off his feet, if he's taken out of his comfort zone, the book is taken away from him. What's he going to do? What's he going to do? Hunters that use tools already have a slight disadvantage. Yes, the book is a conjuration. We understand. But, like, he has to have the bookmark, and he has to, like, there are physical principles to the book. When he's using it in combat, it's now a book he has to possess and utilize. There's, like, rules attached to this. So, that's my one thing with Krollo. And if we see more of him in terms of how well he just does, like, against a truly specialized hunter, an assassin, we might see that here in this arc, and that would be really great. We know that he disposed of the mafia assassin back in Yorknew. Dude was like taking a nap in the indoor fish. He's like, just like, oh, by the way, this is an indoor fish. Like, he killed a guy with a pen. Now, those Yorknew characters are scrubs. They suck. But all the same. All the same. Well, it is true. He beat Hisoka, though. but he got to home field advantage on steroids. All the rules were written in his favor by design. Cyrenic can alter others' perceptions of reality, not alter reality itself, hence why he can avoid a gunshot. Yes, that is true. He is altering others' perceptions of his actions to only see what his vision does, but not what he does. You are correct. But in a sense, will a hunter on this boat ever discover that ability? Will he ever be found out? Will Scarlet Eye Mode be able to see through that? Maybe Kurapika can get like some sort of time distortion vision with Emperor Time as some condition ability. I don't know. Like King Crimson in JoJo's. He was beaten by basically Groundhog Day to stand. You're going to repeat your death over and over again. Your ability doesn't work on me. Like, is that what Kurapika is going to do? Like, oh, halt. Your ability's not going to work on me. I'm going to actually attack your vision self and kill you. Oh, well, like it doesn't, no. But you're right. It is. It is. And then hang on, I got some more. I got to come back to these. Yes. I hope Togashi is back for longer than just 10 chapters a year. Sorry, WZ, it's not going to happen. Colbert, you say, I think we are getting 20 chapters this time. Your words to Lord Oda's ears. Can you imagine if Togashi had Oda's work ethic? Oh, dude, yeah. Illumi as Hisoka, I thought that early on. A lot of people thought it early on when it came out. But I want Illumi on this boat so bad. I want his needlemen. I want his manipulation. The threat of that in this sea of people is way too enticing. I don't want that to be true, narratively speaking. It could also be, again, that Hisoka and Illumi are just so friendly by this point. Maybe they are slightly romantic with each other. Who knows? Who knows? But it's like a toxic love interest, right? But maybe he's starting to talk like him because he associates with him now. Like, do we really know? I don't know. Maybe he's starting to wear knee pads because he likes how they look on Ahsoka. Maybe these are all these questions that, up to you, the reader. Togashi will probably never answer that question, but I want Illumi on this boat. The abilities, his ability to manipulate. He could control he could control one of Benjamin's guards and sabotage the whole friggin' thing. Like, he could control a mob member and give out terrible orders. Like, he could He could take control of Onyor, and then Onyor is saying some really stupid shit, and then all of a sudden, Zhang Li is defenseless because Onyor is basically getting all of his guys killed because he's manipulated. Like, this is the craziest stuff, man. Crollo is a Nen Master level character. His stats are comparable to other Masters like Kite, which makes him the most dangerous in preparation. That is correct, Andrew. He is definitely on that level. That I'd call it A+ tier. And so, yeah, with preparation, and he has the right abilities to counter you, like, yeah, what the hell are you going to do? What are you going to do? Run. Correct. He's not taking on a Royal Guard unless he has an ability like Camilla's that counters an assassination, and there's like, it can kill anything. So, like, if the cat could, let's say the cat squashes Pito, for example, it might be strong enough to do that. Although I have my high doubts that the cat could crush a character like a Royal Guard, certain Nen volume, certain power. I don't know. But, like, Nanika could kill a Royal Guard. It would require an immense amount of Nen, and the toll would be significant, but Nanika could do it. Could the cat do it? I don't think so. But I don't know. I can't prove it either. For Krolo, if it's an unexpected fight, I think the chance of winning would be 50-50. Who, Mr. Kwan guy, do you have, is it Krolo and someone else that you're talking about, 50-50 shot? I can happily answer that. I don't know. I think it's too obvious, Andrew says, if Illumi is Ahsoka. Yeah. That's my other thinking. Is Texture Surprise really that good that they can't use Gyo and see it? Doesn't Gyo see Nen and Texture Surprise? Like, that's that part I've always been confused about that. I have always been confused. Because he was wearing that patch forever, and it's like no one noticed. No one used Gyo on him. They never saw that he had the bungee gum on his back. I was just, you know what I'm saying? Like, I guess people don't use Gyo so I've always found Gyo a little bit. I like it in principle. Enhance your eyes and see Nen with it. But then you leave yourself defenseless. It's like, it's really good if you're like doing surveillance or something. But I guess that just never came up and was never thought of. I don't know. The theory is, Mr. Kwan guy, yeah. Again, I'm more in the camp that I just don't want to not see Illumi. I want to see Illumi do something here. Look at I consider Illumi an S tier threat. Like, I think he's even more dangerous than Krolo on this boat because he has so many targets. This guy is going to walk into floor 1 with 100 puppets behind him. Some of them could be Nen users, Morena's posse. He could control one of the mobs from the shadows like he did. Like, remember what he did at the auction? And then all of a sudden, Illumi is completely shifting the narrative in the entire direction of the conflict. Like, oh my gosh. I just want that so bad. Ahsoka is more likely to be Bellarente. There's a chance. We know the heart, the allusion to the heart in the comment, and the size of the character, and there's a possibility. But Colbert, Krolo no longer has Ghost Rider, I believe. So we can't look into his future anymore. Neon was killed, and I think I know who did it. A clown with a deck of cards. Oh, thanks, Mr. Kwanga. Yeah. Ahsoka versus Krolo, unprepared, 50-50. Okay, I'd give that to you, but I do think Ahsoka has the edge in a... Like, if he jumps Krolo, Ahsoka has the advantage. I mean, again, just like, look what he had to do to fight Ahsoka one-on-one. Why did he choose that fight? Why was it set up that way? If he was so confident in a one-on-one skirmish, wouldn't he have done it? Ahsoka was in the troop for 2 years, so he must have gained their trust over time. I agree with that. But generally speaking, it's just like the troop never used Gyo on each other. I find that interesting. You know, there are times where they argue and stuff, and you'd never think they'd get curious and, you know, I don't know. It's just an interesting thing, right? So. All right, looks like I'm caught up with the comments. Keep them coming. Anything else you want to chat about? I'm here for a while today, so you know, I'd like to be here like maybe another 40 minutes to an hour. I'd be happy to, you know, just chat and discuss the series. So let me put a topic out there for you all. Which prince is going next And how are they being killed? How would you want to see the next prince get murdered? Let's see what people say. Oh yeah. Oh dude, Andrew Crollo's gone. He's running away from the guard. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. Well, Lumi is there, but Ahsoka working together. Yeah, WZ. I mean, yeah, definitely. You're right, Quan guy, because that's what I'm saying. Crollo needs the right abilities against a rush style opponent, an opponent who's going to chase his ass. He needs abilities that can keep them at bay or counter them. Otherwise, he's not really a combatant. Like we saw, he was evading Zeno and Silva, which is very impressive. There's arguments about how much they were really trying to kill each other, or what people don't understand in Hunter x Hunter, just killing your adversary, you could do that certainly, but if you have history with the character, or there's other things they know, there's knowledge, there's opportunities potentially. Where's the rest of the spider? Maybe they wanted to interrogate him. So there are things that you see in these stories. It's not always like, I just need to beat this guy. There could be more at stake. So that's why when they're fighting each other, are they really going for the kill? Or are they trying to maybe subdue them, or capture them, or weaken them or something? You know, it seemed like they were trying to kill them. But but again, Silva didn't kill him. Silva didn't kill Crollo with that giant energy blast. Now remember, they got a call saying the job was off. Illumi got involved. But did he stop his attack or something? Like, would Crollo survive that gigantic emission blast? And well, Zeno did also. And we saw the rubble, but you know, it was like, I don't know. Let's see. More comments here. Yep. WZ. I want the next prince to die at a banquet in front of everybody. Maybe put him on a plate with an apple in his mouth. Or, excuse me, her mouth. I think you know who I think is coming next. Tyson is my candidate for the next prince casualty. And I feel like somebody's not going to get their book signed. That's all I can say about that. Yeah, Andrew. Maybe they averted it at the last second, right? Because it just shook the building. Like it didn't. I thought it was gonna blow the freaking building up, right? Yeah. I'm gonna just go through the Reddit a little bit more, and I don't know about that. Maybe. Uh, what do you mean one of the main characters? Leorio? I don't know. Again, I think it has to be Pyro's head. He has to see it. He has to find it, and then it's like, you're dead, Sir Idnik. I'm going all out. Or some like Melody gets killed. I think Melody's in a lot of trouble. I think that's just me though. Tyson or Lazarus. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, Andrew, thank you for mentioning Lazarus. That's a great topic, in my opinion. I don't think Lazarus is getting killed quite yet. He has mob ties. And I just feel like those with the mob connections, I think of the three, Lazarus is going first. But I think Tyson to Beppa would go first. Maybe I'm a little like, what, would Camilla go next? Like, I just think that'd be nuts. I'm so hyped for Camilla right now and Benjamin. But is Fugetsu really going? Is Miriam really going? Like, really? Halkenberg's not going. That would just be ridiculous. So, I don't know. I think Ahsoka killed Neon before his fight. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, dude, Colbert, please. I want Woble's assassin. Yes. I want him to try and enact the curse, and Karapika goes, You're done. Or Woble's beast. Woble's beast being revealed the moment they try to assassinate him. You know, everyone's saying silent majority is someone's Nen ability. And what if it's Woble's beast's ability? That'd be crazy, right? That'd be nuts. That would just be insane. But we think it's a skilled Nen user. So, by the way, when are we finding out silent majority? Hello, it's been 4 years. Excuse me. No, it has been 5 years since that ability was introduced, and we haven't even looked at it in the past like 20 chapters. So maybe it's coming for Halkenberg. There we go. Okay, now, hey, go on. Maybe that's where they get the user. And people are saying, I think it could be is it one of the maids or one of the hunter guard members who uses silent majority, but I don't know. Yes, Andrew. Cyrodinik benefits from time in all ways. But the more development time this guy gets, the more unstoppable he becomes. Absolutely. Right. Exactly, Quan. That's exactly the thing. But that's what makes the arc so awesome, is that the princes have that level of protection that they otherwise wouldn't have. And these beasts are formidable beings. You can't just, fight. The way they operate is just totally different. You can't punch one in the face like it's gonna rip you to shreds. So yeah, it's interesting. Fury Call. He said silent majority's user. Right. Yeah, and they're trying to see who uses Nen in the class. Oh, thanks, WZ. I love this series because it makes me I have to think. I gotta put so many pieces together. Oh my God, This arc, you can't not think. You're always thinking, always asking questions. One Piece. By the way, okay, I'm not gonna spoil it, but apparently the big fight on Wano is over, and it was so generic and anticlimactic to me. I'm like, this is shonen fluff. I know we're not getting that here. Kurapika's payoff is going to be rifled with darkness, potentially even death. It's going to be so much more satisfying to go through this story with Karapika than all this shit on that stupid island. Because, oh, it's over. Yay, day saved. Like, I don't care. The older you get, the more you want to see the conflict. The conflict is what sells me. That's why I love this arc so much. Yeah. I mean, I think Firikov also is making headwaves on who it is, and the observance in the room. But then what? Do they actually get involved getting rid of it, or do they let this person continue on and weaken? Remember, like, I forget, like, yeah, you want to find out who it is for your own benefit, but couldn't you also just let them continue to operate and take out other princes if it doesn't already operate for Benjamin on Benjamin's behalf? What if there's a deal? What if there's a secret under the table deal where Benjamin's having this guy go around doing all this stuff? But is Togashi willing to kill one of his main characters? It has to conclude the Kurta clan story. And maybe Karapika would have a Nen after death ability. Maybe it would be like a protective chain that he gives to Wobble. Like, it's something Wobble would wear, and Wobble will now grow up and she will have this protection for life. Some sort of conjured protection around her. It's Karapika's, protection on her. I don't know. Yeah, WZ. Unless somebody comes in and really shakes things up and maybe gets their hands... You know what I'm saying? Zeha ha ha. If you understand, maybe we can salvage this pretty stale ending. Quite frankly, it's pretty stale at the moment. Hopefully, something happens. Yeah. Let's just see here. Is Krollo suspecting? Yeah, he's just referencing of hand sign. Oh yeah, this. There's all these illusions. Yeah, we it is what it is. Oh no, we're going here. Oh no. I'm gonna unleash a torrent of anger and rage if I say something about this topic. Oh God. Whoops. Yes, Andrew, a lot of Benjamin's men will get killed and Benjamin's going to become much stronger. Yes. Secret window, Predator combo, please. I've been saying it for years. I want that combo. I want Ben to walk up to one of the princes and go, "You're screwed, man. I've been watching you for like 3 weeks." Bam! Do you think the theory about the spiders was helping Chrollo. I believe there is a chance that they were helping, yes. It's not below Chrollo to use numbers in his favor. Like, why wouldn't he? The goal, it's not the... People need to stop thinking it's like you're EPing, it's like a leaderboard. You're trying to get rid of this guy at any cost, right? That's how, like, that's real life. That's like actual fighting. Like, you want to get rid of somebody, you're going to do everything you can. Hisoka's so messed up that he must fight alone in this weird, bizarre way. He just loves the idea of personally ending someone and their ego and their superiority in their own mind. Hisoka wants to be the one who undermines the House of Cards. He's the force of despair, basically. So he has to do that. Yes, in the crowd. Yeah, I mean, look, I'm not saying that it's guaranteed, but why not? Like, if Chrollo thought it would help, why wouldn't they do it? Yeah. He wants to break his toys. Yes, he's literally... What was the kid's name from... Sid from Toy Story. He's literally the kid who breaks the toys. That's Ahsoka. Yeah. I'm gonna read this for a little bit. I have pissed off some people on my takes about the Netero against the endgame threats of that arc, and I've said it many times. I love Netero as a character. He is arguably, even at that time, the most impressive human hunter in terms of raw combat potential. Look what he did. And yet, his entire aura capacity, I don't want to just even say an ability. Zero Hand was all of his aura. All of it. He scratched Meruem. Scratched him. Meruem had no physical signs of weakening or weakness. He was walking. He was functional. He was like, yeah, that was impressive. Like, you scraped me up. It's like he scraped his leg. Unfortunately. Yeah, he's bleeding, and it's a scrape, and he feels some pain, but he's not crippled or injured. And that's why I say Royal Guard beat Netero high difficulty. Yes. Zero Hand is all of Netero's aura. It's not just a powerful ability. It's everything he had left. When you look at the whole fight, Netero used all of his aura on Meruem, and he couldn't even injure him. Yet Gon-san, who is way stronger than Netero, people don't really understand this, because Gon-san lasts for like 5 minutes. But it's like that time period, he is the strongest hunter on the planet. But for 5 minutes. And he's also using enhanced Jajanken enhancement, hitting a target with full force, and that target actually survived that attack. It incapacitated, but survived nonetheless. That level of durability, showing Pito can survive a Jajanken from the strongest hunter, fully charged, with charge time. When Netero did his meditation, he regained all of his power. He probably regained a lot of his ability and sharpness, yes, but he's still older, and it's still implied that age has impacted him. I still don't think Prime Netero is even close to Meruem because of just the raw durability. He'll hurt Meruem, but all of Netero's aura Didn't even injure him. It's really unfortunate, but that's what Togashi did. And there's a reason. And then there's another thing about using the meditation with Zero Hand. Yeah, he was training Zero Hand. He was he was preparing it. That's absolutely true. But Zero Hand is his ultimate ability, so it is his concentrated aura, his Nen, his life force, basically, into one attack. Yeah. And by the way, narratively speaking, what beat the ants? This is not about power scaling, it's narrative structure. What beat the ants? Humans' malice. Malice, rage, war, cruelty. That beat the ants. That's what beat the ants. Meruem lost the fight with Netero, but he became enlightened in that conflict. And Komugi was his light. But Netero led him to his enlightenment. Netero showed him the darkness of humanity. But then what is Meruem? The light that shines upon all. Meruem became enlightened. The sacrifice of his royal guard. Into his essence. Thematically, he was reborn and enlightened upon seeing humanity's cruelty. He found the light. Think about that. It just that's the best. That's peak writing. That's such good writing. It's timeless. It's always going to be one of the greatest dynamics ever. Gon used darkness to beat Pito. Darkness. Sacrificed everything he had, or was trying to get. His father, Killua, the friendship, all his friendships. And he just said, screw it. I'm going to enter rage and use everything. Now, let's see. His physique and everything changed after the meditation. Bomb beats the ants. Correct. If the ants hadn't eaten humans, they'd have been more united. They would have been more obedient. And thus, you could say more united. But under the king, yeah, they would have just spread the world and eaten it. But humanity influenced them and their desires. And ultimately, their motivations. Togashi is the GOAT. That's pretty clear. Overall. Especially when you just see what happened in Wano. Dude, look, I get it. Oda has the best work ethic in the business. I could never do what he does. No way. But you notice he has to stick to tropes, to what's familiar, to what's been used before. A lot of it is, let's save the local people from a big bad threat. Oh, I'm going to get a power up. Oh, I'm going to lose, but then my friends are going to help me back up. Oh, now I'm going to unleash a big punch and beat somebody. That's one. Every single one, like that's One Piece, literally. Oh, now they're free. Every arc is the same. There are some great fun moments in between, but it equates to basically the same plot for every island and village they visit. Look at this. This boat ride, totally different in what it's really focusing on. It's so much more political. It's so much more about the caste system, like rich, poor, the values of society, where you fit in it. We're seeing evolution is playing a big part, like in the Ant arc, and it's continuing on. Look at how the Nen lessons are being taught to the humans now versus the ants in the last arc. Saradnik is arguably the prodigy of Nen users, like Meruem was the prodigy for the ants. Saradnik could be argued to be the prodigy of humans. There's all this great stuff, but the style, the flow of this arc is its own thing. So it's really fascinating. Now, let's see. Who do you think has more potential, Gon or Killua? Potential? Gon. We saw what his potential was. Adult Gon. It's heavily implied that Gon follows Netero, Killua follows Zeno. Heavily implied. But Killua's intellect, his sharpness, his just mental acuity is way, way off the charts. Killua, but only slightly. But dude, remember, potential means full potential. Is Killua truly going to be an adult Gon character? Really? Like, Killua's my dude. He's my homie, but I just don't know. Adult Gon was Meruem level in that region. Like, really? And Killua's combat style is based on time limit. It's super powerful, but who knows how fast he's going to burn himself out. I got to read some more comments. Hang on. He beat Gon at the admission jump thing, even though Gon has more affinity. He had more prior training and awareness of just general combat to Gon. So he's more talented off the jump, yes. But the strongest Nen users are normally enhancers. Netero, Maha, Adult Gon. There's levels. Netero is not an enhancer. Maha is a made-up name. Actually, Killua was trained since he was born. Gon just played in the woods. Kind of. Netero is an enhancer. It's in the data book. I do tend to believe Netero is an enhancer. Just due to the fact that his destructive power for a human was nasty. Nasty. But if you're telling me, because again, then he would use manipulation to manipulate the hands. He'd use a mission to use his zero hand. And perhaps the Buddha is conjured, but then it's enhanced with enhancement aura. What if, because again, you can still use conjuration and manipulation as an enhancer. It's just at 40%. But if he stacked on his enhancement into the conjuration and into manipulating it, making the attack stronger. Yeah, the data. This is something important. It's true. Yeah, data book's not canon. Dude, yeah, potential means what is your max potential? Like, there are some people in this world who can become, bodybuilders, lift massive amounts of weight, like world's strongest men. And there are other people who will never get there, even if they train every day in their lives. There are some people who can run dozens of miles, kilometers, and be able to do that in desert heat. And then there's other people who could train their whole lives and only do one, maybe. Like the potential is down to the individual. Potential is what you could theoretically achieve. We know that Gon could achieve adult Gon. You have to ask yourself, is there any other human who's really doing that we know of now? Even Jing. Even Jing would be like, I'll see you later. Foo. I'm out of here. Jing would teleport the fuck out of there. Like, he's gone, man. So, yeah. I think Netero is an emitter. His ability and personality match. Is his personality like an emitter? I mean, maybe. Maybe. I just feel like as an enhancer, I guess he could be an emitter. Yeah, he's somewhat, but he's not. But to me, Netero is not really short-tempered. He's just straightforward. He prayed and trained for years in the. Would an emitter really just do that training over and over and over and over again? How about someone who's just purely, honestly, dead set on what they want to do? Isn't that an enhancer? Like, I want to. This is what I want, and I don't know. It's Vic. What if he's a specialist? No one has asked that question. What if he's a specialist? The data book wasn't written. WZ, man. That's one of my dreams. The story of the adventures of Jing Freaks and beyond. Come on, man. Come on. I'm going to get a drink. I'll be right back. All right. Let's see. Okay, we got some more comments. Hang on. Okay, yeah. As far as human potential goes, for me, it would be Saradnik is greater than Killua equals Gon. I mean, that's pretty fair. That's pretty fair. Before, I do think Saradnik has more potential than Killua and Gon, but now thinking back, I think he has just as much potential. No, I think Saradnik has the most potential. I think Saradnik is the threat. The human, there's allusions to him being like a Jesus figure. Of course, he's not pure, but he has this like aura about him, and the divination, and the fact that he's literally created a time-influencing ability in days. What hunter developed their Hatsu in days at a level that dodged a bullet? This guy dodged an assassination. This is absurd. His ability to use Gyo in 2 days, I think it was. 2 days. The training in Greed Island, remember all that shit? Saradnik is like 10 times more proficient already. What the hell is this? This is ridiculous. I have this crazy theory that he's actually from the future. He could be possessing a body of himself in the past, and he has a Nen ability that forces him to forget his future self, but he can perceive his future. And he's slowly unlocking that power again. Call me crazy, but it would explain why his Nen is so incredible, right? What if he has a future self sending himself back to this succession war? Maybe he's rewriting the events of this succession war. Oh. My head canon. I've had that one for a long time, and who knows? Let's see. Hang on. I'm falling behind here. Hang on. Netero got easily provoked by Marilyn's words. His statue can be emitted. He would have 80% affinity for manipulation, so he can easily manipulate the statue. It's a fair point. I think he is a specialist, to be honest. He conjures and emits his power. Again, it could be. But enhancers are simple-minded, and Netero ain't simple-minded. He loved playing mind games with Periston. But didn't Netero like that Periston played mind games? Because maybe he himself is pretty simple and he finds the mind games entertaining? Again, we don't know the answer, but I'm just posing that question back. Andrew. Also, Andrew, Sarainik created a perception-altering ability subconsciously on his first try. I agree with you. There is no comparison. The ability that he literally just subconsciously formed an ability. You know who else kind of did that? Pito. The monster Pito. 2-kilometer Ren. Excuse me, N. 2-kilometer N. Sorry, I gotta check this. Okay. Hang on, let's see. Yeah, so we said that. Yeah. Enhancers to Quan. Enhancers simple-minded but not stupid. Remember when Gon saw through Poof and Pito's minds? No, enhancers are not stupid. They're just very directed in their thoughts. They basically say, I think that's stupid. I think you're dumb. I like this thing. That doesn't mean they're stupid. It means they say what they think. They on their sleeve. They might be a little bit blind to subtlety, but that doesn't mean they're not thinking. And Gon a lot of times has to hit his own head before he starts thinking, but he learns from his own actions. And when he fought against the 2 ants in the woods, he was using a lot of intelligence, right? The bat and the 2 bat characters. So he's not stupid, and enhancers are not stupid. But I think they say things out loud. They say what they think a lot of the time. What do you make, WZ says, what do you make of Periston hating Jing? Is he confused and actually likes Jing? And maybe he may come to save Jing somehow? Oh, dude. Periston and Jing are rivals. They probably push each other further. They don't like each other, but they know they get a lot out of the other person existing in their lives. So if push came to shove, I think they would actually save each other. Enhancer can be cunning. Andrew says enhancers can be cunning, but don't like mind games. Even a typical emitter like Leorio used mind games during Trick Tower. Could be. Good point. But again, these are singular instances, right? We don't know all around what Netero was like with Periston. We know he likes it, but maybe he's just simply entertained by all of the mental work that Periston was putting into these schemes. You know, maybe he's like, I think you're really clever. Like, we don't know. Yo, WZ, I'm telling you, man. I thought of this after I had read that chapter. When it came out, I was like, why is he so good at Nen? And like, he's like the same day stuff, kind of stuff. And he's looking into time. Oh, wait a minute. And what if that conjured ability is his future ability going back into his past body? Oh, guys, I got a lot of them. I got a lot of theories, man. I got a lot of theories from this. A lot of theories in this series. I'm telling you right now. I'm a real thinker when it comes to this series. I love breaking this thing down. Killua and Gon were 12, Quan says. When they first learned Nen, Kurapika was expected to have less potential than them, but he surpassed them in York knew. Kurapika was already an adult, so his mind worked better. That's true. I can see that, yeah. Interesting theory, but how would the Nen work? And so now we're at, let's see. And he went through puberty too. Andrew, so let me break down my future Saridnik ability. All right, this is my headcanon. Are you ready? Let's say there's a future timeline where Saridnik is about to become the king of Kaki, he's about to win the war, and then, I don't know, the boat explodes, like, whatever. Or it's even further in the future, like it's years in the future. He's ruling the new continent, and something bad happens to him. What if his ability was developed in a sense that he could choose two paths? Influence his future or go to his past self? Now, again, here's again, it's sort of like a bridge thing. One hand, he goes forward, he does the ability that we know today. The past ability is a one-time ability. The condition of this ability is that he can go back in time to before the Succession War at some point in his life. Maybe there's a way he can choose when. But he can't be in the war at that moment. And the other condition is that when he sends his consciousness back in time, his Nen back in time, he will forget everything about what comes later in his life. He will erase all of his understandings of the future. However, the Nen will travel to his past body and inhabit his past body. Not awoken yet. He's not a Nen user yet, but it's in there. This future Nen is in his past body. And past Saridnik now has this power that he can slowly unlock as time goes on. When we see this crazy water divination test, that's because this guy's a sadistic demon in the future, and he's unlocked his Nen in the future. This is what he's capable of. So again, that's my headcanon. You could call it the parallel destiny ability or whatever. I don't know. But again, this is like the past ability. This is a one-time deal. And again, the condition is his future. He sends all of his nen and understandings to his past self, but his past self will not remember any of it, and the current Saraynik will be completely nenless and completely powerless. Now, why would Saraynik? But the only thing then I ask is, why would that present Saraynik, the future Saraynik, why would he want to sacrifice his nen? I mean, maybe he estimates that if he can change his past, then his future will change, even though that's not really how it works. Maybe past Saraynik can travel the future. I mean, there's crazy stuff. Or maybe he says, screw it, I'm just going to make sure my past iteration doesn't fail here. There's my headcanon. All right, that's how it works. And, okay. Netero, all right, Andrew. Netero definitely liked mind games. That's why he chose Paris. No, he did like mind games. I agree. Quan, I like your idea that Jing and Pariston will push each other. Yeah, I think so. Quan, Netero's just old and bored. He likes challenges. I feel like, yeah, I think Pariston shook up the mundane aspects of his day, right? Oh, my favorite posts? Like, you're all posting great stuff. I really am loving this. I love just chatting about things and, talking about the series. It's so much fun. It's such a great time. I mean, I think a lot of people, we want to see what happens with Illumi. Illumi, the spider, of course. I'm just like, bring it on. Yeah, whatever happens, happens. I'm ready to see it. So yeah. Oh, there's the old tree. All right, you know what? All right, here we go, folks. I'm gonna end with this. Okay, here we go. This is gonna be a little bit of an interactive thing. I want you to do this with me if you want to have some fun here and add to the chat. Post your Nen ability, your category, and your ability. And then list what it can do and list what its conditions are. Remember, you need conditions for an ability, basically. Like, this series insists that you have a condition to your ability of some kind. I did this a long time ago, like come up with different. I think I had Conjure and Manipulator and I think Specialist at one point. I think overall I'm actually on the lower side of the Nen category in those personality tests. Let's just say I'm a Manipulator. I don't know why. Manipulators really care about their friends, their close loved ones, I think. But they like to manipulate outsiders. They don't necessarily trust outsiders, right? Let's see. Yeah, wait a minute. Hang on, more comments might have just come in. Hang on. Okay. Quan, I think the picture of the tree Stogashi posted is about Brion. Oh, jeez. Brion. Yeah. Oh, dude, if it's... I want something in that coffin.
We have to go through a 400-kilometer sea of forests.
Yeah, right. So hang on. So topic of the video. I'm gonna post it out there. What is your Nen ability? What's your category? What's the ability? What are the conditions? I came up with a couple a long time ago. I'm trying to think. Huh. So there's one ability I came up with a while ago. What would I call it? I could tell you thematically what it is. So let's say, well, that's kind of interesting because that contradicts with each other in a way. That's interesting. But then again, Kite had one too. So here's my ability. It's this giant gun, right? So I guess you could call it a conjuration ability. So let's say it's a conjuration ability. You conjure this magical gun, right? The gun has 3 types of shots that it can fire. The first one, maybe we call it a critical round. It's long range and it has high damage. It can pierce almost anything. However, the condition is you can't fire it within 50 yards of your target's distance. It'd have to be outside of 50 yards to use it. And then, of course, the other condition is you have to make the shot. It's just a gun. So it comes down to your skill no matter what round you pick. Well, what round you use. But here's what I want to get into more of the thematic of it. Then, a second round is maybe like a wide range, a sticky shot or something. Or maybe like a foam shot. It can... the bullet exudes this wide range of, I guess say, goo, and it can immobilize targets, right? But the catch is, you can only use it if you're facing 3 or more targets. Otherwise, you can't fire the bullet. And then the third ability is, what would the third ability be? Well, maybe something more like, an orb bullet. What the orb does is it fires a slow-moving orb. There's no distance requirement for this orb. But what happens is, the closer your target is to this floating orb, the less Nen they have in their Nen reserve. And if they're within a certain radius, they're put into Zetsu. But, again, the bullet goes slowly. It's like this projectile orb that floats through the air. And this projectile orb can only go a mile. Then it disappears. Now, why would you need an ability like that? Well, maybe there's a vast sea of enemies, and this orb will travel through them. And the enemies closest to it will have their aura sapped, literally even to a point of Zetsu. They won't have any Nen to use at all. Now, here's the catch with the gun. I'm thinking like Kite. You have to maybe it's like a chance wheel or something. Or maybe there is some other sequence that you can do. Like if you touch the target, if you make contact with the target, you can pick which bullet you use. There could be an interesting condition to it. But I feel like you have these very powerful abilities built into this gun, but you can't necessarily use the one you want, or you're in a position where you can't. Like if you're close range, you can't use the critical round, but if you're sniping, you definitely could. So there's like I'd have to think about a condition system for it, but and then of course you can only fire one round, and then you have to wait a minute until you can select a different ammunition or something like that. So there'd be a lot of cool conditions to it, but I don't know. So that's like, you could call it like spirit gun. You can call it spirit gun. No, but you could call it like I don't know, chance cavalry or something. Maybe a musical reference like JoJo's. Something like that. That'd be kind of cool. So like now I'm gonna see if any of you posted an ability in the chat. Let's see. So yo, Quan, thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it. Hope you had a fun time. I will probably be trying to do these once a week probably on the weekends, or like today's a holiday in the States, but yeah, we'll see. WZ, my power would bring back Togashi for weekly releases permanently. The condition would be that I can watch any other TV show or I agree. That's a great power. Yeah, I was like, can Naniko wish for the series to come back, or can Saradnik tell us the future sight of, he can see when this shit's coming 10 years from now? Hey, see you, Quan. Yo, Quan, so yeah, you're heading out, but you think I'm an emitter, so I feel like on these streams I can be an emitter, definitely. Yes. Yes. But, I'd like to be a lot more thoughtful and reserved if I'm not on camera, and gentle and considerate, perhaps it might be a word. When I'm on camera, I amp it up a little bit. I'm projecting, so I think that's also with a lot of content creators. A lot of people in front of a camera are going to be a little more animated and amped up than they might just be in a normal conversation. But a part of me could see like an emitter part to my personality. Yeah, I could see that. I like thinking about stuff. But sometimes I like to take action. It's interesting. Yeah, you know what? So, guys, I am going to have to wrap this up. I'm going to have to wrap this up, guys. It's been a really good time. But I'm still going to say, post your ability in the comments of this video if you want, because this will be up on my channel. People can watch this stream whenever, so the comments will be a place to post some ideas and thoughts, definitely. So have some fun with it. And with that in mind, I'm going to end the stream. Thank you all so much, and I will probably be back. Try to do this once a week, probably on weekends, maybe Saturday.